AskReddit by Glad Diamond 2103. Who's the worst actor you have seen on screen? The folks in the OSHA training videos. You can tell they were paid with a pizza party. Edit, autocorrect is not my friend. The ones in the sexual harassment training videos give them a run for their money, too. Steven Seagal. Nathan Rabin's description of late period Seagal, https://thedasolve.com/features/582-in-urban-justice-steven-seagal-for-vaguely/ closed as resembling a sentient Christmas ham wearing people clothes is a phrase I haven't been able to get out of my head. Tommy Wiseau. He is Nat. Back in the 90s, Nancy Kerrigan hosted SNL. Watching her try to act was the most painful thing I have ever seen. It turns out figure skating and getting your knee bashed are not adequate training for acting on live TV. Sounds awful, and I wonder if I can see that online anywhere. Personally, Steve Forbes hosting during his presidential run in '99, I remember was the most joyless episode of SNL ever. IDK how the hosts normally get selected, but if anyone ever has to pay big bucks to host, he did. However, there was some either brilliant serendipity or clueless misfortune, being that the musical guest in that same episode was none other than Rage Against the Machine. True to form, they were banned for a variety of reasons that day. The entire cast of Secret Life of the American Teenager. I can never scrub from my brain, you're my whore. Beyonce in the new Lion King. I've never heard anyone so blatantly just read the lines without adding any emotion. You could literally reorder the lines and the tone would be exactly the same. Unbelievably bad. Never wanna see her act again. Like the old saying goes, Beyonce, shame on you, B-Twist, shame on me. Will Smith's son. Agreed. You could replace him with a cardboard cutout, and no one would notice. Me, I played in a B movie as a taxi driver. I suck. Your acting was fine. Stalking Jodie Foster was the part we disliked. Renesmee. Do you mean the ugly doll? The Weeknd. My god, yes. The Idol was like a fever dream. Cara Delevingne. I stopped watching Only Murders in the Building when she got on. She is the actual definition of Nepo baby. She's pretty, but people at university in freshman year plays can outact her. Most of the people on Hallmark Channel. So bland. That's the charm, haha. I look forward to all the horrible Hallmark holiday movies come Christmas time. It's always, the hometown sweetheart makes it big in the big city but is somehow lured back to her tiny small town and reconnects with the sweet neighbor boy next door, and maybe just maybe she will look at him different and finally find love. Rihanna was not a plausible actor playing a human. I guess she was slightly less bad in Valerian since she didn't have to. I liked her fine in Battleship, but then, that movie was a total cornfest, which I love sometimes. Mark Wahlberg in The Happening. Watched it for the laughs. Didn't make it all the way through. Planning on murdering me in my sleep? What? No. Keanu Reeves, let me finish. In Coppola's Bram Stoker's Dracula, his accent and his acting are so terrible. The movie has an army of Oscar-winning actors, and then there's still baby-faced Bill and Damp, Ted era Keanu doing an awful attempt at a British accent like Hoamina. He's totally a vampire. Keanu gets a lot of justified flack for his accent, but let's not forget Winona Ryder in the same movie. I'm convinced their characters met and fell in love in some sort of 1880s speech therapy class. Jennifer Lopez. Can't believe young me loved all those shitty romance ones. She was never good in anything she starred in, and she's also spoiled. Gal Gadot. Gorgeous gorgeous woman. Cannot act for shit. It worked in the first Wonder Woman, cause she felt like a fish out of water. Then you watch more of her movies and realize she's just like that. Kal-El. No. Seagal and Wiseau are both bad, but Wiseau puts love into it. Seagal just eats Sid on a sandwich. Emma Watson as Belle. I love Emma and she was fantastic as Hermione, but she was totally unconvincing as Belle. And don't get me started on the singing. Way too much auto-tune. I can't believe how bad she sounded and they made no effort to hide it. Paige O'Hara's singing was iconic in the original and a big factor in her getting the part. Why couldn't they get someone with a good singing voice? Grinds my gears for some reason. Beauty and the Beast is one of my favorite Disney movies. Emma doesn't have a lot of range for who she can act. Emma works so well as Hermione because she's almost playing herself lol. R2-D2. Everything he says is bleeped out. Can't be helped. Dude swears like a sailor. Neil Breen. How dare you? Film scholars and acting coaches will still be puzzling over his deep and cerebral work centuries after this era is long gone. And he dig in anything. He's terrible. I don't know. Blowjob instructor in Old School is simultaneously hilarious and completely ruined the song Hungry Like the Wolf for me. Gal Gadot. Kal-El. No, WTF was that? So bad in Death on the Nile that you're glad her character gets killed. Enough champagne to fill the NIALLL. Everyone in Twilight New Moon. Michael Sheen is hilarious in the Twilight movies though. I often say to myself, and occasionally out loud, was that the best take when Gal Gadot is on screen? She's fronting a new spy film sure to be modeled into a series on Netflix and it's unintentionally very funny. Emma Watson makes acting look really difficult. I'm really not sure why she's so in love with herself. I was rooting for the murderer in the new Death on the Nile. Which, honestly says something given how awful most of that cast was. Agatha Christie was done dirty by these remakes.